back to my channel. Oh, today is not just a little different, today is a lot different. I'm doing something I've never ever done before. I love doing my makeup. It's super fun. I am by no means a makeup artist. I just know how to follow a tutorial, my bad. And sometimes I'm just good at somehow putting something together. I'm terrible at doing makeup on other people, trust me. I've tried doing makeup on my mom. It was a shit show and that was all my fault. But I like to think I'm fairly decent at doing my own makeup, and everybody has their own process. But my channel is not a makeup channel. I don't talk about makeup, I wear it, but that's it. So why am I doing a makeup tutorial today? Well, it's not a tutorial, review, 6 of one, half a dozen of the other. It's because one second, I'm gonna have to turn off the green screen. Okay. You know, it looks all boring. Today, I am reviewing, tutorialing, whatever, the Charmed makeup palette by Sola looks. Baby Jesus. I did not know such a thing existed. Y'all been on my channel long enough, you know I'm obsessed with Charmed. If you've seen my video where I do a tour of my Charmed collection, you know it's big. And I will collect anything with Charmed slapped on it. So I posted a picture of a look that I did for some of my recent videos, and I was posting selfies and stuff, you know, as you do. And fellow Charm mate Kevin, shout out to Kevin, thank you, he commented and he's like, oh, did you use the Charm palette? And I'm like, the what now? I was just like, was that a joke? And lo and behold, he sent me pictures that there was actually a Charmed palette that existed. So Sola Looks has obviously, it does say trademark rights to CBS, so obviously they've gotten the rights to use the Charm name and they went and made a palette. So I'm gonna give my honest thoughts. First of all, obsessed, had to get it immediately, do not regret it because bitch, it's Charmed, so it had to happen. So let's see what it says on the back. We have the shades, and on the back here where it says, Blessed be, Sola Look is excited to present the Charmed palette, a collector's edition makeup palette inspired by the Supernatural series. Charmed are the variety of matte, satin, and sparkly eyeshadows, bronzers, and highlighters. Whether you're a Prue or a Balthazar, we are sure that you'll find your favorite shadow in this book. We can't wait to see your Charmed-inspired looks. Paraben-free, cruelty-free, so no animal testing, gluten-free, peanut-free, and FDA compliant. Wow, I like how that sounds. So there are 12 shades altogether in this palette. 10 shades are 1.6 grams and 2 shades are 1.3 grams. That's interesting. I don't know based on what it says here. Also, if you have any allergies, always read the ingredients on the back. It's really important so you know you're not putting anything onto your skin that is not going to agree with you, which could happen anyway because there could be things that you don't know that you're allergic to. This says it's made in PRC. For those who don't know, PRC is the People's Republic of China, so it was made in China. I don't personally have a problem with that. Some companies, I'm not saying this one, but I have noticed that there are some companies who put made in PRC so that they can say it's made in China without actually saying it's made in China. Some people are a little shady like that. I don't care. I'm just happy to get my products, really. Around the edges, it's like the Book of Shadows. So I'll just, there you go. So it's meant to be like pages of the book. I like that this part here is glossy and kind of raised. That is a nice effect. But the packaging and the weight feels super light. Like, frankly, it feels pretty flimsy and cheap. And I would just like to say this product retails for $38 US. Altogether, it cost me 72 Australian dollars. Oh, that was painful. The things I do for Charmed. Here is the inside palette. This is what it looks like. Nothing really fancy. It's not raised like it is on the actual carton. Same on the back here as it is on the other packaging. Then of course when we lift it up, I like that there's magnet. It actually will stay closed. It's not gonna flip open. That part I do like. But when we open it up, here are all 12 shades. We also have Sisters here. Has a very nice protector, always a good thing. So here are all 12 shades. I'm sorry that my lighting is making them look a little different on camera versus how they are in person. So I'm gonna give my first impressions before I actually go into a look. For starters, I've opened this. This is now maybe the third time I've opened it. The line here, I don't know if you can tell, but it's already getting super creased. It's already kind of cracking along the edges, and I've only opened it 3 times now. This is gonna be time number 4. So I'm a little worried because the material it's made of is very light. It feels quite cheap and flimsy, so I'm worried if I'm not careful with it, it's going to very easily break. The good thing is that not even on the plastic protector, there is absolutely no eyeshadow on it, so that tells me all the products have stayed in the pan. That is awesome. I've never heard of Sola Looks before, so I'm gonna assume Sola Looks is an indie brand. If it is, that explains a lot, because indie brands, there's so much more work that goes into making a product if you're an indie brand, so therefore indie brands cost a lot more, and you are paying for the actual charm name, you're paying for like the nostalgia and everything. But I do just feel presentation is pretty cheap, and frankly, closing, I'm not really thrilled by the fact, I like that the shape is a triquetra, it's very indicative of charms, but I actually don't like that they tried going with the Book of Shadows, simply because if you are someone, I read some of the reviews, people were like, oh my god, I used to love this show, I haven't seen anything to do with it in ages, so I thought I'd get this. If you're a big fan like me and so many other people are, you're an avid collector, so something like this is actually been done to death. Let's see. There's the Box of Shadows that I'm subscribed to, so the entire packaging is a Book of Shadows. There's my Book of Shadows DVD set, so there's that. There's my Book of Shadows journal. It's just, I'm kind of like, oh, it's another Book of Shadows thing. I'm kind of a little bit over it, but that's my personal opinion. Other people may love this. I'm just like, it doesn't feel magical. It all just feels kind of cheap. Considering I spent $72, I just want to be a bit more wowed. Looking at the shades, the only shade in this palette that I actually think makes me think of what it's named after is Wyatt and Chris, which is this blue shade here. It's, I would say it's a shimmer. And yeah, that's the only one that I go and immediately think, yeah, it's that, I think Wyatt and Chris. Everything else, absolutely not. I don't think, when I think of Prue, I don't think purple. I think of navy blue, blacks, that kind of thing. I think those really dark colors, because she was very more prone to wear those types of colors, so that's what I would lean towards. Coal, I don't know, it's kind of a pinkish blush red type shade. Again, I don't know, I maybe would have gone with more of a red. So Phoebe is this pink, there's got, I don't think, yeah, you can't really see it on camera, unfortunately, because my lighting is not great, which is so ironic because I just bought a beauty light, but anyway, it just hasn't gotten here yet because of COVID. Phoebe, I would have thought of something also like a red, but maybe like a sparkly red or like a glitter red, something that's very hot and passionate, that kind of thing. Balthazar is this burgundy shade here. Again, I would not think burgundy when I think of Balthazar. I think red, I think black. You could have easily done, because you have Balthazar and Cole, you could have done black for Balthazar. I often bounce between Balthazar and Balthazar because they often in the show said Balthazar, but when you look at it, you'd say Balthazar. So I often bounce between the two. Just however I feel. I would have thought of like a black for that, maybe even like a black shimmer and then a red for Cole. Leo, it's like a grayish, greenish, blue color. I don't know, I would have thought like a sky blue for Leo. Piper is this shimmer green shade. Piper, I think of earth tones, but I don't think green. Honestly, I think of browns and beiges and stuff like that. Power of 3 is this shimmer bronze shade. I wish that you could see them better on camera. I don't know. Honestly, I would have swapped the green and this bronze. I would have swapped them around. I would have felt that one would work better as a naming Piper, and that would work better being named P3. Hallowells. I honestly don't know what color I would give Hallowells, but also P3 I would also think of maybe like a neon purple or a pink or something like that, because when I think of Power of 3 I honestly immediately think of the P3 logo for the club. Paige is this kind of soft coral blush, and I guess that's kind of okay. It's a little, when I say coral, it's a little more on the orange side. But when I think of Paige, I think of very delicate colors. I think of soft pinks, and I also think of bold reds, but something very, very, very nude. I think of very nude colors when I think of Paige, because Rose McGowan has very, very white skin, so she was very prone to wearing either very bold colors or very soft colors, and she was often wearing fabrics that were like very lace and things like that. So I think of a delicate color. White liner is this kind of champagne shade. I would have gone more of like an opalescent white, honestly, for white liner, because duh. Blessed Bee is kind of a brownie champagne shade. It's a bit lighter than this, and I don't know what you'd make for Blessed Bee, but honestly, my eyes really gravitate to the green and the blue and the purple. Like, these are very much my colors, mermaidy type of colors on my thing. But I just don't agree with what the colors they've selected with the names, and I don't know. The palette for me is a little bit but I do think it's versatile. I do think you can come up with a lot of looks, and I do think there are a lot of shades that I can go to my other palettes and I can bounce between palettes. So either way, I'm happy. I spent a lot of time looking after I ordered to see what look would I do, so I'll try and do it today. We'll see how we go. So I'm going to do some swatches on my arm. Do keep in mind how a product swatches is not indicative of how it performs. That's why I'm going to do a look with it and try and do only using these shades. I wish there was more mattes in this palette because there's only 3. Cole, Balthazar, and Paige are the only mattes in the palette, and I feel like I need another matte in here, or at least like another neutral shade that's going to be good for like transitioning, but whatever. I'm going to try and swatch these shades on my arm. I will lay down a primer first, and then I'll try and see if they can show up on camera. Okay, I'm inserting a picture from my phone so you have a better idea of how it looks, because obviously my lighting in my camera isn't that great. I will say that Balthazar came out a little bit patchy, and when it came to trying to remove the shades, Balthazar, Piper, and Wyatt and Chris left a stain, so obviously whatever's in them, it does stain, so I'm just letting you know, which is surprising that the purple didn't. Prue didn't do that. Just Balthazar, Piper, and Wyatt and Chris. I really, really, really liked Piper. the glitter the glitter is really prominent in Phoebe as opposed to any other shade, and when I was trying to wipe the swatch off my finger of that one, the glitter went everywhere. So if you're not a glitter fan, do go into that shade with caution. Okay, so now I'm gonna try and do a look. I'm gonna try and use as many shades as I can. It's probably gonna come out absolutely terrible, but we'll see how this goes. Okay, I have my blood sugar palette here. I'm not using it. I just like to use the mirror in it when I'm doing my makeup. So I'm just gonna put a little bit of primer on my eyes. I use the same primer that I use on my face when I'm doing foundation. I just feel like it helps keep everything to just stick. I'm not doing any foundation, anything like that. On most days, I don't wear foundation. That's really rare. If you see me doing any type of foundation, it's like I was feeling the fantasy that day. I'm just doing the same makeup I would do on any given day. So I'll go in with my concealer, which is my Rimmel London Wake Me Up in shade, what shade was this again? Ooh, 010 Ivory, because I'm a pale bitch. It's interesting how you have makeup artists online makeup artists who are just like, there's no wrong or right way to do your makeup. And then you like watch videos from like actual professional makeup artists who, you know, like went to school, did all that good stuff, and they're telling you, looking at these videos and they're going, well, no, you don't do that and you shouldn't do that. And then I'm over here going, I'm not listening to anybody, I don't really care. Under my eyes are absolutely atrocious. So I've got my color corrector by DB, and I just always go in with the dark orange, always for under my eyes. I used to cake that on, and then I was watching male makeup artist on YouTube, and I mean professional makeup artists, gone to school and everything, and he was reacting to beauty influencers doing their makeup, and he was saying you don't need to do that much, a little goes a long way, you know, keep it minimal. And I'm just like, okay, so now I just try and like dab a little on my finger and then go in under my eye, and surprisingly the professional was correct. You don't need a lot. If you've seen in some of my videos when I'm not wearing makeup, ooh child, there is, the light really bounces off the purple under my eyes because I'm not really good at sleeping like a normal person, so I have terrible purple circles under my eye. So definitely need to do that little bit of color correcting, and it makes a huge difference. Sometimes even if I'm just like, oh, I don't want to be going around putting on a lot of makeup, I'll still do a little bit of like color correcting under my eyes and then pretty much call it a day. Okay, after my color correcting, I go back in with my concealer just a little bit so that it actually can now kind of look the same color as the rest of my face. Haha! Oh look, she's almost looking human. It almost looks like I sleep like a normal person. I don't, but we can pretend. We can pretend that I do. Okay, I don't want to cheat. I use a lot of really cheap, basic, you know, drugstore products. Not trashing them. If you have them long enough, you really learn how to work with them, and I've learned. So when I'm struggling and I can't get any pigment out of them, I'll put down the concealer, pat it in, but then I won't put on any finishing powder, because when you pack the pigment onto your lid and you still have that kind of tackiness from your concealer, the pigment's really going to come out. So it's just a way to help when, you know, nothing else works. But I'm not going to cheat. I want to see how they actually perform without that little bit of help. So I'm going in with my Prime and Stay Finishing Powder from e.l.f. just to kind of take away that tackiness from everything that I've just put on my eyes. See, honestly, if I was going to go out, I could easily just do this and some mascara and call it a day. But I'd actually do something, just a little bit of color in the crease, just to kind of give my eyes a little bit of life. Okay, we are moving in a little because now we are officially going into the Charmed palette. So weird saying that, Charmed palette. Okay, so first I want to try emphasis on try. I want to try and use Page as a transition shade. So I'm just going in with a bit of a fluffy brush here. Okay, she's definitely coated. Ooh, hello. And there's that stuff. There's a little bit of kickback in the pan, but it's honestly not bad. I've experienced way worse. It's very minimal. Okay, pray for me. Okay. Alrighty. Might go in with a little bit more. You could easily stop there, but I can't help myself. I always feel compelled to build. I have hooded eyes in case you haven't been able to tell. So within a other person, you would be like, yay, cool, go in the crease. I have to go above my crease, otherwise you ain't gonna see shit. Honestly, it looks so much darker on camera. It's really not that dark in real life. It's a lot more subtle, and it actually blended out really well. So now I just got to do the other side. So far, I can also say there is no fallout, which is good because I'm not wearing any setting powder. Okay, I'm gonna go in with a different brush. This is another fluffy brush, but it's a little bit more compacted and angular. And I'm gonna go and try and go into Balthazar and put it just the same place, but just a little bit lower on my eyelid. Okay. Wow. Can you see? That was just like one little dip. Ooh. They coat. A little goes a long way with this palette. Nice. Oh, she pretty. Oh, okay. Okay, Cole and Balthazar go really well together. Translate that how you will, but damn. I love how these two shades go together. I think I will also just come and put just a little bit into the outer corner of my eye. Try and create just a little bit of shadow. I don't know how these two combination is gonna go with these much brighter shades. I mean, this may come out looking like a hot mess, but hey, at least I had some fun with it. It blended out so well together. Yeah, this Balthazar shade is like looking at my blood sugar palette. It's like if Extraction and Intravenous had a baby, and that baby was Balthazar. I don't think you'd want to have that baby. I don't know. I'll try and go in with this brush. And by the way, this is not a brand or anything. These are just cheap little brushes I got off of eBay. I think I might try doing White and Chris on the outside of my eye and then try and do Piper on the inside. So we'll start with White and Chris and work our way in. Wish me luck. That barely did. Okay. I am going in. And it's still kind of, it's only just starting to pack onto the brush. So I don't know if it's my brush or the shade. Keep in mind, I did say when I swatched it, the payoff wasn't the same as it was on the pan. So I don't know, let's see how this goes. Honestly, I love blue. Blue is my favorite shade, but it's not really doing it for me. I don't feel like it really wants to come off the brush. It's not really laying down, like it's not really coming off the brush. I'll try and use a different brush, see if that helps. Okay, I'm gonna try this little brush instead. It's just stained, it doesn't actually have any product on it. Again, I'm putting the whole freaking thing on this and it's only going on the tip. What is happening? Okay, I mean, I guess it's kind of working a bit more, but not much. I mean, it's pigmented, but oh, and there's fallout. If there that looked like a shimmer in the palette, but it's not a shimmer on the eye. It looks far more like a matte. So I'm confused, but I mean, looks nice. It's just, I was expecting that shimmer effect and I don't have it. So that's White and Chris. I mean, it's okay. So I'm gonna do the same with the other eye, and then I'm gonna try and go in with some setting spray and see if that changes it. But seriously, I can barely get anything onto the brush. What's happening here? That was my favorite. Actually, when I swatched it, Piper was my favorite. Just looking at the pan, Wyatt and Chris was my favorite. But now I'm disappointed. Ugh, why is it always the ones I like the most? Dude, barely anything. What is happening? And I don't know if you can tell, but there's so much fallout. So I'm getting it everywhere but where I want it. Okay. The fallout is my idea of hell. Oh my god. The problem is I don't want all my under eye going blue. I didn't set. I am trying so hard to get pigment out of this that I am pretty much just butchering my eye now. This is not coming out how I intended. Now it looks totally different to the other eye, but anyway. Let's try with some setting spray and see if that makes a difference. I guess that gave it a little bit more pop on the camera. A little bit, not much. I have one blue shade in my entire makeup collection, so I was really excited for this one, but no, this ain't it. I'd stick with my other blue shade. That one seems to get the job done a bit better. Okay, now I've got this brush. I'm going to try and go in to Piper on the inside of my eye. Let's see, please work. Ooh, hello. She's looking pigmented. Okay, that's not really much kickback. No kickback in the pan. Please work, please work, please work. Oh, okay, okay. Oh, that's nice. Oh, that worked great. Why couldn't the blue have been that good? Oh, that's great. That's very peacock right now. Which frankly, I am mad at. I'm living. It's a look. This has got to be the nicest green I've ever had. I've had greens. I've had nothing like this one. Wow. Okay, there is definitely a little bit of fallout, but it's nowhere near as bad as it was with Wyatt and Chris. The shimmer, again, I'm gonna take a picture so you can see it looking a bit better, but the shimmer definitely comes out with Piper. It's really good. Right now I look like a peacock and I'm loving it. Under the eye, I'm gonna try and go in with Leo, and then under that, I'll go in with Prue. I'm gonna use the same brush I first attempted to use for Wyatt and Chris because frankly, nothing really came up, so I feel like it's safe. So let's see how Leo goes. Okay, Leo came off on the brush a lot easier. Come on, Leo, I love you. Don't let me down. Don't let my eyes down. She pigmented. Okay. I love putting shadows under my eye, but frankly, like I love having them under my eye. I just hate laying them down because I don't know, no matter what I do, they always kick back into my eye. And that's not my idea of a fun time. I don't feel like I need to blend that out just yet because I'm gonna go and try and go in with Prue. But wow, Leo is pigmented. It laid down really nice. And it really feels like kind of a combination of the two there. So actually I'm surprised. Looking at it in the pan, I did not like Leo. Well, here we go. I did not like Leo, but actually really like it. And I like how it performs. So far, the only dud is Wyatt and Chris. Ah! Oh, that's funny. Oh, that is funny. If you watch Charmed, you know why that's funny. Okay, Leo is down, so now I'm gonna try and go into Prue and go under where I put Leo and basically try and blend Leo out with Prue. Okay. These are sentences I never thought I'd be saying, but I don't know. I'm using this smaller fluffy brush. We'll see how that goes. Oh boy. I don't feel like this brush is working for me, so I'm actually going to go into the back and I'm just going to clean the brush that I used for Leo, and I'll just change it out for bye-bye. Some shadow has gotten into my eyes, and honestly my eyes are really stinging and going a little bit red, but I'll live with it. I don't think that that means that there's a problem with the shades or that they're gonna hurt you or there's anything in there that I'm allergic to. Honestly, anytime any shadow kicks back into my eyes, this happens, so it's not the shadow's fault. It's 100% me. I may have to go back over my face with some more concealer because between these shades, the glitter and the kickback, put down setting powder. If you have setting powder, put it down because you're probably going to make a bit of a mess. So I'm obviously going to have to go back over. Oy, it's not going to be pretty. So yeah, my eyes are now going even more than they were before. But that's okay. Like I said, I've actually been rubbing my eye. But so that's 100% my fault. But right now, despite the fact that my eyeballs are red, I'm actually really enjoying this palette. Okay, I'm going to take this flat brush and I'm gonna try and take a bit of Phoebe. Ooh, hello. Try to. Doesn't really want to come off on this brush. Okay, she's struggling. But I want to try and put that in the inner corner of my eye and see how that goes. Ooh, okay. I'd take that back. Actually, no, I don't, because it's so crumbly. Takes a little bit of finessing. That was causing me some grief, so I'm gonna try a different brush and try again to go into Phoebe. This one is very pressed into the pan. Honestly, I'm trying to pick it up. I don't think you can tell. I'm trying to pick it up and it's really not wanting to come off onto the brush, and then I almost have to scoop it up, and then when I do, it just kind of crumbles and becomes a bit of a mess. That's not working, so I'm gonna try going in with my finger and see if that works a little better. Kinda works. It does. Unfortunately, it doesn't go well with these colors. You can see it. The only problem is that I've obviously gone too far in with the other shades and it's not playing well, so it's kind of looking a little gray. It is popping on camera, like it definitely pops, so you can see that it's going to catch the light really well. Pretty, it's pink, it's crumbly as all hell. Okay, I've gone through 2 brushes, a finger. I do not know how to work this shade. I've kind of botched it, but if you do it right and you find a way to make it work, it does really pop in the inner corner. So if you find a way to lay it down, it take a little bit of work, maybe try some setting spray. I didn't try that, but once you do get it to work, it does actually pop, and if you do it right, it actually does work with these colors. Okay, and last but not least, I'm gonna try and put white lighter just along my brow bone and see if that does absolutely anything. It may probably do absolutely nothing. Honestly, you can't see it on camera. I would definitely say when it says highlighter, I'd say this is a highlighter shade. It's got that very soft kind of sheen to it. So it actually works perfectly on the brow bone. So yeah, that was actually a good idea. Smart move on my part. Woo. Considering I'm pretty much just fucking going with it and seeing what the hell happens, the fact that aside from a couple of hiccups here and there, it's actually gone surprisingly well. I do have a blue eyeliner, but I think I'd rather stick to black. So I'm not going to put on any eyelashes. So right now I'm going to try and do my liner and mascara, and then I'll be right back. Okay, and here I am with the final look. I'll try and go a little closer. What do we think? Just to say, to finish up, if anybody was wondering what I do to finish up my makeup, first off, I use this 2-in-1. It's an eyeshadow pencil and it's a lipstick in one. It's kind of like a crayon, but it's black. I got this on eBay. It's from Eurom. It's like this, black. Use that on my lips. And then over the top of that, I went in with a BYS Blue Glitter Lip Gloss, which I think goes really well with this look. And I don't like foundation most of the time. Instead, I use the Thin Lizzy 6-in-1 powder in shade, what shade is this one? It's Professional Powder. This is in shade dark. I usually am a shade light. I just learned to go sparingly on this. But because of my lighting in this camera, dark is actually light with this, so it actually ends up working. But it's a 6-in-1 powder. You can use it as a bronzer, as like a foundation, as a contour, as an eyeshadow, and a million other things. So I pretty much have been using this for years, and it pretty much does the job just well. So as for my final thoughts on the palette, how many shades did I end up using in total? My eyes are still a bit bloodshot. I think you can see my eyes. Yeah, my eyes are still quite bloodshot, but it's calming down. I 100% do not believe that my eyes are bloodshot because they're having a reaction to the powders. This happens pretty much most of the time I put on makeup. My eyes are just very sensitive. It's not the palette, it's me. Absolutely incredibly stunned at how many shades I was able to pack into one look. And I don't think this looks bad. I actually love it. I would rock this any day. So let's go over what we used. First I went in with Paige on the crease, and then just also in the crease just a little bit below that, and on the outer corner I used Balthazar. Then of course we went in the disastrous Wyatt and Chris onto the outside of my eye. Then the glorious Piper. Can't believe it. Blue is my favorite color, and yet my favorite shade in this palette is the green, which is Piper, who's my favorite character. So I'm amazed that that's how that turned out. So Piper on the inside of the lid. Then of course we went on the bottom lash with Leo, and then under that with Prue. In the inner corner we have Phoebe. Phoebe pops, definitely pops once you manage to get it to work. But it's a struggle. And then of course we have White Lighter as a highlight on the brow bone, which I don't think you can really see on camera, but it's there and it's working. So the only, I don't know how these three will perform, but if they do anything like White Lighter, I think they're gonna go great. And you can definitely do a look with those. So my only issue is I wasn't a fan of Wyatt and Chris, and Phoebe is a pain to try to work with. Other than that, I am loving my magical peacock fantasy that I've got going on right now. So hell yeah to this palette. This palette is freaking awesome. I'm surprised with how well most of the shadows blended together. Can I just once again? Now we're seeing White Lighter. Can you see it on this side? No, it's more obvious on this side. But yeah, I'm loving it. Absolutely love it. Do I think it's worth $72? No, honestly, I don't. Especially considering I was struggling with a couple of the shades, but you are paying for the indie brand. you are paying for the time and the effort that goes into this palette, and obviously you're paying for the nostalgia that goes with it, and I am all for that. So while I don't think the palette itself as a consumer is worth $72, I do, however, think it was money well spent because I love this palette and I'm probably going to use the F out of it. So thank you, Sola Looks, for creating this palette for makeup lovers and definitely for Charmed fans. I am in love with it. Thank you so much. So thank you guys so much for watching today's video. Thank you for watching my first ever makeup review and makeup tutorial. I've never done one of these before, but if you are a Charmed fan, definitely comment down below. Let me know what your thoughts are, and comment down below and let me know how you felt about this video, because I was very nervous but also very excited because bitch, it's Charmed. So it was good. I actually had a lot of fun doing this. So comment, let me know. Also, for my Charmed fans out there, I do have aside from the next box of shadows unboxing, I will be doing that in the coming weeks whenever the box arrives. You know, COVID-19 is getting in the way, but it'll be here when it's here, and I will do an unboxing when it gets here. But also, aside from that, I have a fun collab that I am doing with Kristen Maldonado, and it's going to be Charmed based, obviously, so keep your eyes peeled for that. If you're not subscribed to this channel and you want to see those videos, then make sure you are subscribed and hit the notification bell so that you immediately know when Kristen and I are up for you to watch. Thank you guys as always. Thank you as always to my amazing patrons. This was super fun, and I will see you in the next one. Bye!